Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to download Python and start using it without having to install anything else on your computer. This video is going to show you guys where to go, what to download, and how to run your first line or two of code so that you can get the basics down. With that being said, let's get right into the video. Now if you're trying to download Python for your Mac or your Windows, whatever it is that you're using, you're just going to want to go to Google and type in Python, either Python download or Python. Both of them will bring you to python.org where you're going to click. And here you can clearly see that the Windows version pops up immediately. If you are using a Windows, then go ahead and click this right away. If not, they have other versions up here in the download section, such as Mac OS, which is probably what you're using if you're not using Windows. Now, if you're using a Mac, you go to the Mac OS section, and you're going to want to click on the download right here. The newest version is going to be right here, and if you want to see some of the release information, you can click right here. Now, for me, I am using Windows, so I'm going to use this Windows download right here. As you can see, we have a .exe file that we have to click on up in the top right corner or wherever your files get downloaded to immediately. Now, once you click on the .exe file, you're going to be brought to a Python setup where you're going to want to click Install Now. Don't use Customize Installation. You want Install Now because it includes idle, pip, and documentation. And idle is what we want to actually be able to run our code in case you don't have an IDE already. Once your download is completed, you're going to see that setup was successful, and at this point you can just go ahead and close out. Now the installation step isn't the hard part. The main part that we're going to want to focus on here is how to actually begin using Python, because this is where a lot of people struggle. Now, as I mentioned before, that idle is going to be very important because that is a place where you can begin to code. So we're going to go over here and type in idle. It should pop up for you, and go ahead and click on it. So once you make it into the idle shell, you can just begin using Python code right away. I'll demonstrate this by putting in the classic hello world code and hitting enter. Here you can clearly see that it printed out hello world, which is how Python works. Now, if you're not familiar with how Python works or Python syntax, then I'm not going to be going over how Python coding works in this video. I'm just going over how to set it up and begin using it. Now, a lot of people don't like coding right in the idle shell right here. Most people, especially beginners, like to use a script of some sort to write down all of their code at once and save it a lot easier. So to do this, we're going to go up to File, hit New File, and immediately a script will pop up for you. Here you can write down all the code that you want and save this code for later. I'm just going to go ahead and use the hello world that I just did already. Now, one thing that you're going to notice about using the script is that you can't just run it like you do in the idle shell. Now, you'll notice there is a button that says run, but if you want to actually run your code, you're going to have to save your script first. To do this, we're going to want to put it somewhere that we're going to remember for later on so we can make edits to it and maybe use it with other forms of IDEs, which if you aren't aware, those are just another place where you can run your code. For me, I'm just going to go ahead and name this my test, and I'm going to put this right in my downloads file. As you can see, once I saved it, it immediately ran my code in the idle shell over here. If you don't make any edits, you can just go ahead and keep running it over and over again, because it already knows what's in the script. Now, if you do want to make changes to your script, so say we don't want to print this out anymore, we want to print out 8, then you are going to have to save your code again. But every single time that you want to make a change to your script, it's just as easy as this, and then hitting run and running it through the idle shell. Now, there is another way to run Python on your computer without having to download another IDE, and this is something that you'll probably end up using a lot more as you become really comfortable as a coder, but this is going to be your terminal or whatever you can use on your computer to access all of your files and downloads. On most computers, you can just go into your search and search for your terminal. Mine already shows up right here, but you may have to look for it a little bit. Now, once you're in your terminal, there's a lot of things that you can do in the terminal, but if you want to write Python code, just go ahead and type in py and hit enter. This will immediately transform your terminal into a space where you can code using Python. We're just going to go ahead and use our hello world once again because I already have it saved. And as you can see, it works just as it did in the idle shell. Now, I'm just going to show you guys a few more quick tips just so that it'll make your first experience a little bit easier. If you have a bunch of Python code and you want to get rid of it, just go ahead and type in clear and hit enter, and it'll get rid of all of the previous Python code. And another thing that you're going to want to keep in mind that will help you out is once you're done messing around with Python in your terminal, go ahead and type an exit with 2 parentheses, and it will take you out of Python back into your normal terminal. Now with all of that, I'm sure you guys can figure out how to do the rest on your own, or at least find other resources to get yourself started. Now that you've done that, you have Python up and running, and you can begin using it to code the projects that you've been looking forward to. If you guys did enjoy, or if you found this useful at all, be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll be sure to do more videos like this in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.